Hey, in this video, I'm going to share with you the one strategic shift that for me and all four of my companies has made the ultimate difference. And it's probably not what you think, but it is doing the right things in the right order. And I'm going to share an acronym called AMMO. And if you can get this acronym installed and implemented in your business, it is the thing that transforms and scales your business immediately. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the AMMO framework.
Here's why. Because what Ben just taught is what my mentor said to me years ago. I was actually fearful of finding my voice, or really, I was fearful of what people might say if I stepped out and shared my voice. And he kept saying, "Why not you?" Right? He kept saying, "Why not you? Why not you?" And I gave him lots of reasons why not me. And so maybe you feel that way. You're like, I have a gift to share to the world. But the challenge was, and what Ben just so perfectly, so I'm not going to relive that because he explained it better than I could, which is the moment you do, you've probably all heard the phrase something like, haters are going to hate, or, once you get big, people are going to hate on you. Like, I had no idea what that really meant. And so as I started to find my voice and as I started to put that out there and those things started to show up, I went, but these people they don't know my intent. They don't know my heart. I've heard all the things, you guys. I've heard literally all of them. You're a liar. You're a fraud. You're full of crap. You don't know what you're talking about. All you do is sell to me, blah, blah. And I'm like, gosh, if you knew what my mission was, if you knew what my heart was, you wouldn't say those things, right? Those are the thoughts in my mind. And I learned from all of that. And so, yeah, you just want my money, all the things, right? Which is always fascinating when people say, you sell too much, you want my money. And then they like forget you're a business, which is one of the things you need to do as a business, which is collect revenue, which is also why most of them struggle because they don't collect revenue. And so it's always a fascinating thing. But I had to overcome that fear to get this out. And I'm going to be a little bit more tactical. I love Ben's mindset strategy. So now let me move to maybe a little bit more tactical, because this is something I've discovered in the last year really deeply in our coaching program that is the barrier for most people to actually get where they want to go, which is what Ben just described. I am on a mission, right? How many of you have a mission? You feel like you are on a mission to do something positive in this world. I know you are, but there's one thing holding you back. See, I hired a coach because I've been in coaching for a long time myself and mentors. And one of the coaches said something to me, which I'll share with you in just a second. But there's three steps to this. Those in my coaching program know what this is, and that's your ammo. It's the thing that's holding you back. It's the thing that is not getting you where you need to go. I don't know ammo has two M's, but just it's an acronym. So they're all now the new word. You can't spell either. You don't. Okay, so this is you. This is your audience way out here. They're out here. They don't know, even some of them don't know you exist, right? So this is your audience, your message, and your offer. And the key is this. Over here, you have an offer. It's actually kind of in reverse, right? You have the offer over here. Your audience is out here, and you have a message that has to get that offer over to them. So let me ask you a question. Let's just, if you would, in the chat, let's start with your audience. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being super clear, 1 being just blurry as all get out. How clear are you on who your audience is? 1 to 10. You know exactly how clear, like I know exactly who my audience is. Oh, I love this. This is great. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Same thing with your message. Scale of 1 to 10. How clear are you on your messaging to your audience? Okay. Seeing kind of that middle of the range there. Now, 6 or 7, I always feel I can do better. 8s, 5s. Yes, I love this. Now, let me talk about this one for a second. Offer. This is where I struggle. So I have this coach recently, and she said something to me. She said 3 words. She said, I've reviewed everything. I've spent hours watching your presentations. I've been live on your presentations. I've watched all this stuff. And she said, I have one piece of advice for you. And it's 3 words, and it stung. She said this: your offers suck. She wasn't wrong, by the way. She wasn't wrong, because here's what I thought. And I wonder if any of you think this way too, because this was a barrier holding me back. I used to think promotions and offers were gimmicky. Anyone else felt that way? Like you go somewhere and it's like, I actually had the wrong idea about what this means when I say make an offer. So this very morning, I'm at the gym thinking about this presentation with you guys, this conversation. And so before I share this, I'd love to know on a scale of 1 to 10, how dialed in do you think your offer is? Go ahead and put that in. 0, 9, 3, 4, 2, 3. Isn't that interesting, right? We're real high up on, it kind of goes down as we go across this, right? We're like, audience, I'm a 9, maybe a 7 on my message. I'm a 4 on my offer. That's what I was. That's why I relate to this. So I'm at the gym this morning, and there's this big poster board, and it says, schedule a free session with one of our certified coaches. It's kind of on a tripod sitting there, right? Over by the coaches station. And then up on the counter, there's a big whiteboard, hand drawn, somebody who can really draw this beautiful drawing. And it says this: friends and family can be added to your membership for $1 for the next 60 days. Okay. Then you walk over to another area and there's a supplement store there and it says buy one, get the second one 50% off. And so as I'm sitting there, I'm like, it is all around me everywhere, right? It's all around everywhere. Some of us, like me, think, well, here's my product, here's my service, it just is what it is. And the way I sell, let's just call it, the way I sell is I now know my audience and I really sell through my message. And if I can get you to the conversation through this messaging, my presentation, I can get you to take my offer, right? That's how most of us operate. But what if through the audience, that through your message along the way, and by the time you quote got to the offer kind of did all the selling for you, just like it did at my gym, right? Because if you're interested in getting a coach, certified trainer, like a free session. So what most of us need is we need a better acquisition offer. We need a better acquisition offer. And Spencer, if I can just for a second, you and I have been working a lot on this one-on-one. And as we get your offer dialed in, your confidence goes up. That sort of, it's the difference between that arrogance and humility thing Ben was just talking about, right? Because when you're confident, you're not cocky, you're just confident because the offer is structured in a way that's sort of, have you heard the phrase no-brainer, right? It's like, it's a no-brainer. So I'll give you another one. So yes, last week, Leslie and I were working on this with Playmakers. And so we came up with a acquisition offer that we gave people an A or B option. And as we watch this and test this, this becomes really interesting. So for example, and I didn't leave myself enough room here, but the A offer is $1 for 30 days and then $397 a month. Or you can choose B and just lock it in at $297 a month for life. So what does that do? It sorts people right up front who say, hey, I want to try this thing first. Okay, cool, try it. But then they also have to weigh out the idea of like, am I going to pay more? Or I just lock this in for life. Here's the point. There's lots of these acquisition offers that you guys need to have in your business. I've been testing about 7 of them right now. 5 of them are absolutely killing it.